Like, it's much bigger than the game, man. And for me, like I said, it would have been a hard decision for me to go out there and play not knowing if he was going to be okay. That would have been probably one of the biggest decisions I would have had to make this whole year, well, into the new year. But I'm just glad he's good. That's the only thing that's on my mind. Now I'm in ease that I can just, all right, focus on what I had to do with my job, But I couldn't really pinpoint. It's tough. I probably wouldn't know till Friday or something if I would go or not, if he wasn't good. But he's good, so.
What have your conversations been with Tee since the incident?
Oh, man, I know Tee felt real bad because, he was the one that caused it. He didn't cause it, but the thing about it that I was seeing everybody giving Tee crap, but people don't really know the relationship that he was building with him. I brought him to my camp with D-Ham, and, they became friends, and they probably knew each other prior to that because Tee was at Clemson. They was playing against each other, so he already knew about him. But when I had Tee come to my camp, they was kind of start to build that relationship like it was cool. It was always genuine. It was never like a purpose, like a purposely like rivalry every time they play each other, So Tee got a good head on his shoulders, and he kind of didn't take it as bad, but. Man, I just stayed on him because I know how much he felt after the game about it, and I know he was getting a lot of things on Twitter and on social media, and but I know it's not his fault at all, and with all the politics and whoever is saying whatever they saying is wrong for that, very disrespectful. I feel like because Tee's a human being too, it could have flipped, could have been Tee, you know what I'm saying? So, it's football at the end of the day, so. I felt for him, and he's doing good now that Ham is okay. So that's the biggest thing.
You mentioned playing him. But you guys been talking the days before the game, and what were those conversations like? It sounded like you wanted to really kind of have fun with him out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was crazy because me and Ham was just pretty much talking the whole week, because it was his first time playing against me and in uniform and just being on the same field together, because I didn't get to play with him in college and then come to the league, get to play. And then my other pit guy, Dane Jackson, was over there playing as well, So we was very prepared, and then right before we actually played, we was warming up for pregame, and I seen him, and we talked out. We told each other we loved each other, and just have a heck of a game, and we was gonna swap jerseys at the end. Then just went soft, man.
Did you give him a wink after you scored? Mindset that's kind of shifted and realize. Obviously, you guys go out there every Sunday and realize the magnitude of it. But is this kind of put it in a different perspective?
Yeah, man, it's definitely an eye opener, because they say, we live and die on the field, that's just a theory, because how much we put into the game, but for that to actually like put his life on the line for a football game, is it worth it? No, you know what I'm saying? So it just let people know just to don't take things for granted, and just always be genuine, always be kind, and always respect people because you never know when that moment could come, I'm very happy that he's able to live through the great gestures that everybody was able to do for his foundation and just for him, period, and for him to be able to surpass that tragic injury, for him to see that, it's going to be very, very special for him, and I know he's gonna heal well and just take that very, very, very positively.
Was he near you when you scored? Was he near you on the field?
He wasn't. He was watching Chase on that play days and quarters. He came down on Chase on a runner, and then I had the big post, so he wasn't really on that play. So,
if he was, what would you have said to him?
It's time to play. I probably would have said a few things to him, chop at him, but man, I respect him, and I probably want to talk no trash to him. Respect one another, but at the same time, we love to compete. We might have got a little wordy, a little fun, but never nothing serious, nothing to really make him mad or vice versa, because I care about him at the end of the day.
TB, how ready do you think you guys will be emotionally to step on the field Sunday against Baltimore?
I can't really speak for everybody. For me, I think I'll be pretty fine now that now that he's okay and he's responsive and he's talking and can feel hands and just things like that. That relieved me from everything. Like you said, if I was able to play or not, I think I'd have probably still been worrying and still probably been playing on my head a little bit. But now that he's okay, I'm good to go.
Have you reached out to him at all personally or his family?
Yeah, like I said, I'm very close with his dad and his mom, and they always been to the events that I've hosted for the community and vice versa. Since he's gotten in the league and he done what he had to do, I was always around, always show face, and even before that, I always there for him to support him, to help him along the way, man. And just going to go see him, man. Well, his parents, his dad was starting to feel a little better because he believed, you know, he's always around things like that. He's a tough guy, and that's how he raised his son to be. And he knew he would pull through. But his mom, on the other hand, she was never going to leave him, you know. And I'm pretty sure they didn't get any sleep. And that's just so hard because I can't even think of myself in that situation, you know, how my mom, how my family would feel, and it just hurt because for me to want to cry and other people who don't know him to have that same feeling, man, it just lets you know how serious and how real that unfortunate event was.
Now that he's awake.
Photo from Instagram that you posted. What was that from?
Oh, it's from my camp. Both pictures from my camp. My camp last year. You know, he's been to every single camp I hosted. He helped every camp. You know, anything I've ever done in the community, he always the first one there, man. And he's not even like my initial friend group, like grew up with me wise. He always, like, he was just that guy that always took the advice from me, and when he made it, he never turned into his own course. He still always leaned on me and other guys to figure out what's the next step after year 1, year 2, year 3. You know, he never got complacent. You know, he's never afraid to ask, and he's never afraid to kind of follow through somebody else's path until he figure out his own.
Now that he's awake, will you go back tonight, tomorrow? Will you go see him at some point?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably get up there tomorrow, you know, because I think they stop the visitors at 6 or early. I don't know what time, but we probably not going to get off in time. But, you know, I just want him to heal. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are starting to come see him, and I'll just probably get up there about tomorrow.
Has it helped you getting back into the building and kind of diving into the game plan for Sunday? Has it helped you at all?
It didn't really help, and it really didn't hit me until I knew he was good, you know, until they said he was responsive. Because his pops had texted me, and his marketing guy texted me right away when they got the good news. So that was kind of a relief, you know. They told me that right around the walkthrough, so I was kind of at ease. I kind of could bring out myself again around, you know, because I was still kind of like not really trying to be bothered, really not into the ping pong, and it was just a little slow until I found and heard some news of it.
TB, you are very close to Tee Higgins. Did you reach out to him on Monday night, just offering him support?
Absolutely. You know, T knew what it was, you know, because after the game, we both just locked with each other and just talked to each other about the incident. You know, T didn't purposely do that because, like I said earlier, it could have went the other way. T could have took it instead of Ham. So it's football. Things like that happen, but for that to happen, and what's the odds of that is crazy, you know. But for guys or whoever to criticize T for hitting him, I mean, what can he have done? You know, and for T to do that and make him cause that, he feels super shitty about it, which he should, because that's a traumatic injury. Like, that'll mess you up, you know, on the inside, because he know that could have went either way. But he's a level-headed guy, and he understands what it takes to just get himself together. Like I said, I think he probably feel a little better now that D-Ham is okay. So I mean, that's the best thing that we could start to heal from once you hear news like that.
When you heard Bart Scott's comments, did you feel protective over T?
Absolutely. Like I said, I could have been double-sided. That's a football play. D-Ham popped straight up. It wasn't like he blindsided him or dirty hit. It was no dirty hits and things like that. But it's just like, how can you pinpoint on that? Like, I just feel like that's disrespectful for you to try to use your face or name to capitalize in the media field. I just feel like that wasn't appropriate. You know, I feel like he could have handled that a lot better as a professional, you know, because T, I mean, he's a good kid. Everybody knows that. You know, he'll never intentionally go out there and hurt a person. That's not in his MO, bro. So, yeah, I didn't appreciate that.
Has Fanatics gotten back to you about getting a jersey for pregame?
I'm not sure yet. I got to check now. I did that right before practice, so hopefully I could get one. I believe I will.